Welcome back to Coding on Swiboe. Um, what's up today? No top of the show business, I don't think. No, there's nothing. So we can continue with our edit actions. What did we actually do yesterday? Not run, I want to cargo test. All tests pass, that's great. And what actually did we do? We just set up the edit action request here, which takes some buffer index and an edit action. And then we have an empty RPC implementation that exactly does nothing, right? Right, so what do we need now? We actually need to get the buffer, and then the buffers is actually a buffers manager, which is probably also defined in here, isn't it? There we go, buffers manager. And we simply get a buffer in there, that is also correct. So let's get a buffer. And now what do we do with the buffer? Oh wow, that is very minimalistic. The content is just a string. Well, what do you know? I mean, let's do a really slow implementation then. We need a split function to split the string, standard string split. Is there something like lines or so? Split lines? What's lines? Impl iterator for lines. Maybe that's what I want. Lines. No, the function, please. So this does not include the empty string after a trailing new line. The empty string after a trailing new line. That is correct. Or carriage return line feeds. Yeah, that's exactly what I want then, right? Ooh, look at that. They now have a run button here. What happens if I press that? Ah, it gets me to the playground. That's really nice. Yeah, cool. So where is our edit? So we have the buffer, and now we do the following. We say, well, lines is buffer content lines, right? And now we match the edit action. Actually, this should be a mutable buffer, right? And get, that should actually be get mutable or something. Yeah, at least we need something that gets me that mutably. So let's add a get mute here, and it just returns get mute. So we need get mute here because we want to modify the buffer, and no, not here, but in edit. Yes, precisely. So we need to use get mute here, and then we match the edit action, and the edit action is let's add a fat to do here first. This is really slow for big buffers. We need random access to the lines. Okay, so we match edit actions, and edit actions can only be right now a add, right? So it can only be an edit action kind add. And if it is this, then we have this text and start. So how does that work now though? So basically I want something like lines starts at start line index. That is my line. And then in there I would like to have something like line insert line 0, no, line, something like an offset, so add start column index or so, and then add text. But of course that won't work because my lines here, those are actually references to something in content, right? I actually have to somehow convert them to something that I can modify. So it would be really pretty if I had a copy on write thingy there, right? So what do I get back here actually? What is lines? Can I modify lines? I think I can't probably. No, it's a reference to a string. And can I collect them into a cow? Cow stands for copy on write, right? That should work. If I basically say, well, lines is actually a cow of a ugh, of what actually? I would like to have a copy on write string. Rust copy on write string. Doo -doo -doo. So cow is so this is this what I want? Do I just have to say it's a cow of string, really? Think so? Does that work? But then I have to, of course, collect this, and then this is no longer correct. It's actually a vector of a cow of string. Let's assume that works for a second. Then I would need to have what do I would need to have? Like something like cow into owned, right? That extracts the owned data, clones the data if it is not already owned, and is the cow then still valid after that? No, it consumes the cow, so the cow is then gone. Nope, nope. Okay, no cow. So we stick with the strings, and then here we can actually say, well, let's copy the line. And now we have the line as a string, and now we should be able to modify this line by adding text. And now we have to reassemble the content, and let's do it like this. We say that new content is undefined so far, but here we say then new content is strings join. Does that exist? I think it should. Join. Is there something like a string builder? Oh. Oh well, then we just use the string as is, right? We basically say new content is lines.join lines from the beginning till at start line index, and I think it is called push all, or maybe it's called push string, I'm not sure. But here we definitely want to join everything from at start line index +1 till the end. Something like this. And in between, of course, we need to push the string of the particular line. Then we actually don't need to copy the line. That's better. So we push everything till start column index. Now we push the string that we want to add the text, and after that we push everything starting from color index, right? We're just inserting here. So this is it. Except that I still have a ton of Python syntax in here, and this will probably not compile. Okay, what's wrong here? A closing brace is missing, and then we have the new content, and then we can simply say buffer content is new content, right? And that's it. That should be our add action. The edit action is of course in the request. And then it is complaining about the line. That is correct, because I want to pull that out. Line is lines of at start line index. And of course, there is more trouble. What are you saying? Edit action. This is the kind. Actually, we also have to check need to check the revision. Need to check the revision. Buffer is currently at. But that's some logic that we can add later. So, why is that not working? Edit action, edit action. Oh. Okay, an edit action has not a kind, but an action. Fine. No method, so no method join was found, so I need to import this slice extension thingy. Trade should not have to exist. What does that mean? Okay. Okay. So join is not working on iterators, so we have to collect this into a vector, I guess. So we're getting close up. And then it says lines join. Let's just say this new content thingy that is a string. Okay, so this is not working. Then we say, well, new content is string new. The type of this value must be known in this context. Join lines. True. I cannot really assign that anymore, so I have to do it like this. But it's still unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Concat is what I want. No, I actually want join. And let's join with a small t, like so, right? That's what I want. Somehow we're not making much progress here. The type of this value must be known in this context. What do you mean by that? Self-output. Now you know what it should be. The type of this value must be known in this context. It is really tenacious. What is going on? Why are you not liking that? Oh. Oh, I'm confused this morning. Start line index. Then join, and we join it. That's what we want, right? That is actually what we want. Nice. Or at least a little nicer. Okay, so we got a little closer. But it still doesn't understand. It still doesn't understand this expression here. So can I actually say, well, this is a vector of references to strings? Does that work? The trait, that seems weird. Do I have to make it a reference? No, doesn't like that either. It is a vector to references of strings. I'm very, very confident about that. But it doesn't like it to be subsliced like that. And this is something that I'm really confused about. Is it maybe 3 points? No, I think it's 2 points, right? Yeah. Oh, is that the issue? Are you like unhappy because this is a high size? Indeed. Wow. Wow. That's really weird. And can I say this is actually now a that won't work, right? Because it is actually an own string. Yeah. But now I can at least inline this one again, and then I can say push string lines like so, right? Now it works. So line index and column index. We always have to cast them to usizes, otherwise this won't work. And actually this won't work in either way, because you cannot, like, let's remove this text for a second, because you cannot actually random access a line, right? Like so, right? Attempted access of field start line index start, that is actually start line, and it is as usize. And we have to take a reference of that. Right, perfect. What did I mess up? We have to take a reference of this. Now the borrow checker is unhappy. Buffer content. This I don't understand. Why is that not working? Why should I not assign to buffer content? So the struct buffer here has a content. Oh, that's the problem. It is returning a mutable buffer here, of course. Otherwise it won't work. Nothing will work. Great. Great. So lines. And we cannot assign to buffer here anymore because lines is still borrowed. I guess we can just pull them down here for now, right? Now they're no longer borrowed, and it should work. Get mute. Why is this actually interesting? So we have to actually ask for write permissions on our buffers object. No. Yeah, we do actually, but here we also have to take a mutable reference. Cannot borrow mutable, borrowed content as mutable. Why are you not happy? What did I change? 169 here. No, this is not, this is just get. Okay, and here it is unhappy. For which reason? Cannot borrow a mutable local variable, buffers is mutable. Yeah, that makes sense. So this has to be mutable. Okay, closer. Do we actually need to have this as mutable? Apparently not. Okay, so we have the line now, and actually we now have to iterate over the line, and the line index is actually a character index into that, right? So we have to do something like lines char. And is it char? I'm not quite sure. We want the iterator over over all characters. Chars. It is called chars. Like so. Okay, so those are the characters that we have inside of this line. And it's not line, so it's just line. And now what we want to do is we actually basically we want to take the first few of them, then add our string, and then want the rest. So we want something like for zero to for nothing and 0 to add start column index, right? We do the following. We do line push chars next unwrap. And actually, of course, this is unsafe. Maybe the line is shorter, something like this. Also, this feels really not elegant. Does this not go shorter? Something like this, right? And then here, then after this, we push the string, and then we continue on and say for C in chars line push C. And all of this goes away. Okay. Chars next is actually so chars is actually returning strings. What? No. Oh. And it's also not lines, it is actually content that I'm pushing to. New content push, new content push, like so. So chars must be mutable, otherwise this won't work. Okay, so it does compile, but do we actually do anything with the actions here? Yes, we say add action, and then we call the buffer edit, and now we want to get actually get content, something like this. Just 1 second. And back again. Okay, so I'm pulling out a method get content that just takes the buffer index, I guess. Buffer index, and what is that? Is it what is buffer index? It's a usize. So we take a usize, and then we have to call. We of course also have to take a client, mutable client, and we return a string. And do we have in client mod something like wait for RPC client wait for? Yes, we have that. So we can say here we are waiting for the response, and the response should be a RPC wait for a plugin buffer get content response. And then we say, what do we say? We actually say the content is the response, which must be like it is a result. So we unwrap the result, and now we have the RPC result. So we unwrap that too because it should be success, and then content, right? And this is actually what we're returning. So why are you unhappy? Because there is a comma where there should be a column. And then here this has to be looking like this, though it is actually nicer if we put this to the front, like so. And now we can use in buffer edit, we can use new content is, we have to wait till the edit is done, of course, and then new content is get content buff, like we need to pass the mutable client, and 0 is the buffer index, and now we can check assert equal. What do we expect? We expect hello world, new line, and the same as before, blue blah blee, something like this, right? This should be the new content. Now let's see what happens. Typo, typo, typo. So the wait for call actually, we already need to unwrap it here, otherwise the types do not match up, but I'm fine with that. I want to unwrap anyways. What? That seems wrong. I mean, wait for is returning a result object, and I am unwrapping this result object. Oh, actually, I have to unwrap it again, right? Yeah, I have to do both unwrappings here. Ah. Okay, fine. Then we don't use wait for, we use wait, and we say, well, we wait, and whatever we get, we unwrap, and then we have an RPC result. That is an RPC result object. And then we say our, like, that's the result, and our response is then a buffer plugin buffer edit response, and this is now our result unwrapped. And now this should work, hopefully. Oh, it still doesn't work. Expected Swiboe plugin buffer edit response found a value. Set a JSON from value. I probably have to unwrap this again, right? Wow, I have really fat fingers today. JSON. What? Set a JSON is not imported here? That's weird. Oh, that's actually wrong, right? It is not an edit response, it is a get content response. Here we go, and now we have an error. And what is the error? Hello world. And there is a new line missing. There's a new line missing here too. Huh? What is going on? What is going on? Oh, I know what's going on. Of course. That's simple. Where's the edit action? Where's my buffer plugin? Here's my buffer plugin. Okay. So what do we do here? We join up everything. Yeah, so here we add new lines, but then actually we start adding the characters from the next line immediately. So actually we have in new content, we have to push string a new line character, like so. And once we're done with the current line, we also have to push a new line character because we don't join, right? And now we test, and now it should work. What's up, Rust? Why do you compile so slowly? I'm actually not sure what's going on. Why is this so slow? Compiling shouldn't be that slow. Let's see, who's eating CPU here like crazy? OBS is the streaming tool I'm using is, wow, it's eating all of my CPU. That explains why compilation takes so long, but it doesn't explain why it's doing that. Oh well, we just have to wait that out. So let me recap for a second. Next week there's no stream because I'm traveling again. And then I will probably put the stream on a hiatus for a while because I feel that I can make more rapid progress on Swiboe if I'm not streaming. Um, if you want the stream to come back, please reach out to me and let me know so I can reschedule again in the future. Yeah, I guess this won't work. That's new. So it seems like it's done with compiling Swiboe. Maybe it's now compiling our tests. Who knows? There we go, and it still failed. What's still failing? But it seems like we're very close now, right? We have the hello world here. Ah, of course. So we have hello world and then blub backslash and blah backslash and blee. So it is correct, except that we're missing the new line. Wait, what? We're missing a new line after our line, after our new line, but we have one in front. That is weird. That is weird, and it also seems incorrect. So we say in line index 0 and column index 0, that is perfectly correct. And I guess actually that we don't, like, this is actually not correct because we are just adding into a line that's already there, right? Ah, it's actually a little more complicated than I was hoping it would be. Oh well. So actually I think we have to go ahead and just like split the whole content into individual lines, work on the individual lines, and then putting everything back together. Oh well. But the stream is running pretty long now. We're very close. I think this is very simple to fix. But if the compiler is not compiling, it doesn't make any sense to continue. And also, stream is always already 45 minutes. Okay, so what did we do today? We filled out a shitty first draft version of our edit action. And as far as you can see, this edit action is like the representation that we have right now for our string in our buffers, as we knew before, just having a simple string that is not really meshing really nicely with the edit actions as we want them right now. So we have to change that eventually. But for now, we can still make progress here and just implement something that works but is slow. Okay, so no stream next week, and then I'll decide if I'll bring the stream back or not. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care. Bye.